And welcome to Jam-Packed. I'm your host, Jamila. Now, I have a super special treat for y'all. She is a tarot card reader, an artist who heals. She is a self-taught and trained artist. Listen, y'all, she is her own business. She got services that go from intuitive tarot readings, brand management, blessing way host, chakra party host, and she's also an art instructor. And she's also got products available, so make sure you definitely hit her up. She's got the crystal healing jewelry, spiritual essential products, natural body products. And she's always updating what she has on her Instagram as well as on her website, from the pussy wash being restocked to the new ancestor protected t-shirts. And make sure you get the heart chakra journals. It could be a single one or the set of 7 for each chakra, as well as the 2021 I'm just giving away the name now. Artist Ameshia Plalander that comes, which is a planner and a calendar that comes with a bit of homework. And then you don't want to forget about the random book for men, which is basically a daily dose of randomness with this, with the random book for men. And then inside you'll be met with affirmation prompts and daily goals, perception versus reality prompts, and a venting section. So it really is perfect for men of all ages. Y'all, like I said, she's an intuitive consultant. So sessions with her are uplifting and empowering. They give you confirming insight or past, present, and current situations. That insight will leave you with more opportunities for future endeavors. Her intuitive readings are designed for you to win. She'll discuss your current situation in life, what path you are on, and what you should be doing moving forward to making sure that you're in the right space to receive all abundance, that life has your name written all over it. And she uses the Voyeur Tarot card deck, if you want to know specifically, to help create maps into your life. And they sometimes reveal numbers to be aware of, and people who have crossed over, and new opportunities, and so much more. Y'all, you'll often receive messages from spirit guides and the universe. All readings are different and unique, and they all reveal different messages at different times. And it is definitely an inspirational experience. And she's got some good stuff coming up, so make sure you check that out. She's got a Clubhouse. She's on Clubhouse now, y'all. So she's doing card readings on there. She's got upcoming Zoom workshops, and you don't want to miss the 420 heart chakra party called Serve. And yes, it is 420. And her skills vary from craft-based arts such as jewelry and bookmaking to hardcore welding and woodcuts. Right now, her focuses are more on healing, such as the intuitive counseling and the Reiki and jewelry making and more. She's your favorite godmother, your favorite fairy godmother. You can catch her out here trapping and queening. Joining us from Washington, D.C. Folks, I bring to y'all artist Ameshia. Woo!
Hey, Jamila.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, everybody.
Wow. Artist Ameshia is here on Jam-Packed, y'all.
I know.
They don't understand the depth right now, the deepness of what takes place right here. Wow, where do I begin? Maybe let me get to the business order of business before I just totally go off into how we are connected. And how Jam-Packed came to be. Yes, ancestor protected right there. So a little bit of order of business. Your drink of choice is some hen dog, some Hennessy, So we got that Hennessy out here, that Hennessy life. I got my little mini bottle.
As Camilla sent me a good bottle. Thank you so much.
Hey, man, that was that was like a thank you for jam packed. That was thank you for coming on the show. That was a lot. That was a lot of things all in one. So I appreciate you more than you know. But so your drink of choice was Hennessy, and I was like, okay, cool. Like we need to restock on some Hennessy anyway over here. So I'm excited. I get to sip on some Hennessy with you. So cheers to that.
I know I got my old lady mug.
Nice with the Hennessy and the old lady mug.
The old lady jar.
Yes, the old lady Mason cup situation.
I know. Mason Johnson work.
Exactly. So the games that we're gonna play today, we're playing keywords and a little bit of privacy. So it's a privacy game. It says adult on there somewhere. So that means the questions are gonna be very random and a little bit left. So I figured since you are the card guru, we should say, a tarot card reader, that we would play with some privacy card deck. So we'll get to this shortly. So the keywords that we're going to play with though are chakras, manifest, healing, Zoom, and Clubhouse. When I gave Ameshia a heads up of what these words were, as soon as it was manifest, she's like, oh, man. Oh, no.
Pretty much supposed to be drinking. Pretty much going to be drinking. So.
Yes. It's all good. It's a good time. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we got all that good stuff out of the way. So now I can explain. You actually had, wow, where do I start? We had a session many years ago where we did an intuitive session, and you had the cards, and it was you who revealed that I should take it more seriously, that I should actually start jam-packed and be the voice of, like, you know, be the voice for the community, be the voice out there and give people that platform. So first, I have to say thank you. And secondly, I mean, when there's those moments like that where you're having these readings, these sessions, and then it comes to life like this, what does it mean for you?
I love it. I love seeing how people tap into their abundance, pretty much. You know, if it's a thought on your mind, most likely it's more than a thought. It's something that you can plant seeds towards, you can invest in, you can really start to like bring this thing to life. So watching you do it, and I remember, you know, your readings, I remember, you know, how things were going. And I do remember being like, well, let's just try to bet on this and let's just do it. You know what I mean? Like the idea is there, but then now we just have to just do it. Let's just see what happens once you start to flow. And I'm so excited that you did, because when I saw it, I was like, yes, Jamila, yes, bitch, yes. I was like, she's doing it. She's fucking doing it. So
yes.
I just, it's just amazing. It's just like, and then now I'm on the show, so it's like, it's perfect. It's always like that though with abundance. People open up their shop. I have people all the time like, oh, we do readings. I wouldn't have even been here without your readings. And, you know, now I have this shop and I want you to come in and get a free facial. Or I want you to come do this. Or I'm about to send you this. So it's like, I'm invested in you guys. You know what I mean? Just as much. It's like, I'm pouring into this. And then on the days that I'm like, I've been doing this for so long. Or, I got so much going on and I'm over it. And then it's like, you hit me up. Hey, Ameshia, you want to do our show? And so it gives me time to refresh and feel, inspired. So it's like at times I'm the inspirational one, and then other times I need that back. So watching you guys manifest.
Hey, we gotta drink to that one.
I'll just drink straight from the bottle.
Hey, I'll join you. I'm gonna join you.
Yes. When I see you guys manifest it, I'm just like, it's perfect. And like I said, it's my abundance as well. And I need to hear back and see results and things like that, because it lets me know that, we're doing the right thing. So
yeah. Yeah, I mean, you and I had met and we did, and for folks that don't know, you do it via like FaceTime or it's like through Zoom. Uh-oh, did I say it? You do it on Zoom, right?
Readings?
Mm-hmm.
I mainly do readings over the phone. I like to not see people. I like to hear your voice. Your voice is very unique. So when I hear your voice, I'm like, oh, it's Jamila. Some people have very unique voices. And so I like to just be able to hear and not see you guys. So I'm not like judging you. I don't mind doing them on Zoom or FaceTime or anything, but sometimes it's just an extra distraction. You're looking at the person, you're seeing their hair, what they have in the background, what's going on. And so to just literally connect with somebody over the phone and have this kind of pen pal relationship, and, watch them manifest things. And then later, seeing their face, and it's like, okay, cool, this is great. But I like the pureness of just talking on the phone.
Yeah, I love it. Like, I know when I did it, like, I was like, oh man, I got to do this again. But you were saying like, it's better to do it kind of like every season, not necessarily, so close to the last time that you did it. Like, why is that, do you think?
Because I give homework and I know that.
Yes, you do. She does give homework. It's not just in the Plowlander. And I know I butchered that again. It's planner. Not just it's the planner of the calendar, but you really do give homework. You were the one that assigned to me that I need to read The Alchemist.
Yes.
It's like, damn, that's some deep shit.
And you read it?
I did. And
it was amazing.
It was. And I was like, oh shit. I literally had an interview the other day. I guess it would be this week's episode that's coming out. And I was talking about The Alchemist with her and how you were the one that told me I need to read The Alchemist. There's your aha moment, your thing that just helps you switch. Yeah. Make that bulb switch on.
Mentioned that because I have to go back and read it again too.
Yeah. I low-key want to go back and read it too.
Yeah, I haven't read it in a while. It's like reading so many different books or just getting fed so much different knowledge. Sometimes I know things I can't remember where I read it, but I remember being deep into The Alchemist, and it just made me feel very light. So if you're hearing this, read The Alchemist.
Yeah. No, and I wasn't sure like what it was gonna be, and from our first session. And then after that, I was just hooked, and I was like, "Man, I'm overdue. I gotta hit up Ameshia," And it was.
So that's when you were talking about the time, like why not do it so close? And it's just so that you'll have time to receive things, let some processes go through. But then you also don't want too much time, because sometimes we get the information and we're good and we feel inspired, but then we start going on about our day, doing our regular stuff, and then we get uninspired, and then we forget our homework, and then we're doing, and then a year passed, and I have people call me like, it's been a year, or it's been 2 years or 3 years sometimes, and oh my God, I should have called back sooner so I could get some work and stay like on the right path. So
yeah,
yes.
Yeah, it's interesting because I remember the first time and I was like, okay, I don't know what she about to tell me right now. And, you told me some stuff and I was like, oh shit, like that's like real stuff. Like that just literally just happened. It was, I think, I can't remember how you had phrased it, but it was basically my dad and my stepmom shopping for electronics for all of their fucking kids. There's like 7 of us, and their cart was filled with like electronics or abundance or whatever. And I was like, oh shit. Someone had tweeted that because my stepmom is a principal. So they had tweeted her a picture of her in the store with the cart filled to the top. And I was like, oh my gosh, like that's crazy. And we barely knew each other like that on Instagram or Twitter. Like there was no way that you could have ever known that.
No, I was about to say, to be very honest with you, I don't be knowing anybody. I have so many followers, so I legit probably didn't really even know who you were until like probably after your second reading, like hearing your name, and then maybe you said something to me, and just because your voice is so unique, that you're just a special person. Because I try to, like you say, forgive and forget. I was like, come with your issues, you know what I'm saying? Once they flow through, I'm gonna give you my energy all up front. But then it's like I can't hold on to people and remember all these different people's faces, name, Instagram. Like I can't. So definitely not gonna. Definitely, didn't know you or anything. I don't know anybody. Most of the people that I read, so it's cool. But people who are close to me get readers as well. So but it just, I can't even explain that. I've been having weird stuff just like prior to us starting to record this. Technology. There's always some weird stuff happening with me, or me seeing numbers or things happening. So I just decided to figure out how to live off of my natural gifts. Yeah.
I mean, like, wow, I had so many more questions that just like immediately came to my brain. But I guess let's start from the beginning. Like, I mean, for folks that have never had a session with you or in general ever in their life, what does that look like? Because I feel like some people are very curious and would like to do it, but they're maybe very hesitant and reserved of that. Like, what would you tell them to like kind of get over their fear or to conquer that fear or hesitation?
I would say sometimes it is a fear because of, what you have been previously taught, depending on what you've been previously taught about readings. A lot of people also categorize readings as just straight psychic, like, oh, it's psychic. But it's like people do so many different readings, whether it is past life readings, tarot, crystals, read with crystals, or read with seashells. So it's so much, and the best thing to do is just start asking questions. If you want to know, start asking questions. And number 2, sometimes it's not fear. Sometimes you're just not feeling the readers that you have came across. And sometimes it's just like, I don't know. And then you land with somebody that you like and boom, So if there's something that you're seeking, I just say you have to, be open to it. Be open to the process of finding, what you need in a spiritual reading.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting to hear like what people say as far as like why they're hesitant to do it. Because it was like very helpful. It was really, really helpful. Every session that I've ever had with you has always been very helpful and manifesting in abundance. And yes, I did say it. So I'm going to drink to that. But how did your journey start with that? Like, how did you even say, you know what, you're so good at what you do and you are the truth out here. Like you really do say what exactly it is that's going on. We've chased down my spirit guide to figure out what their name was. We got a little background, but still don't know their name. But how did you discover that this was your passion and your path? And like, what was that moment for you?
Actually, my passion is being a bad bitch. Like, nah. But no, for real, in in real life, I've always been intuitive. I've always been like this. Like some people, you know, I know that some people are more so coming into their spirituality and some people are starting to do new things, but it's like, I've been like this. When I was little, I remember waking up and like seeing spirits, and I started writing about it and just like writing and doing stuff. And in middle school and high school, I had this thing called a healing process, which is actually one of the homework processes that I give you guys in reading. And I remember like, cause I'm such a fiery energy. So I remember like, you know, going to school and I was in so much stuff, modeling and art program and just this upbeat. So when things didn't go right or we got second place, you know, and I'm like, no, or I lose money, you know, we have a show at school and I'm doing something at school and somebody stole something of mine and I just obsessed about stuff. And so I just was like, girl, you need to chill. Like you need to figure out your process. That calms you down, gets you redirections your energy, you know, really quickly because you cannot be like caught up in whatever is going on. And so just stuff like that is like, it's always been a part of my life, always been super, you know, artsy and natural hair when it was not cool. Like I cut my hair off in like high school when that was not like the thing. And like I wore fabric to my graduation. So there was no starting point. It's just been a whole journey this whole time. I've always been spiritual. It started with church and then I start asking more questions and then I start receiving answers on my own. And I'm like, well, God said, do my own thing and I'm going to get a lot of abundance from it. You know what I mean? I've had family members literally like trying to figure out what's up with me way before I even, you know, started using cards with reading. I feel like intuitive healers, we can pick up on things. And I would do, you know, as I grew, I would do readings without cards and then I end up getting cards. So literally all my life, like this has been a journey and I would just have these intuitive moments, dreams, having dreams that literally come to pass. Sometimes it's literally like the next day. Sometimes it takes time. So I was like, okay, something is happening. And when I did a informal reading with a friend who actually is like the pastor's PK, a preacher kid.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Oh, wow.
Right. I remember being in her space and I'm like, I'm sorry, but I have to tell you this before I leave. So I just had to like tell her what was like sitting in my soul. And she was like, oh, yeah, I don't know about that. Or I don't know, you know. And then she literally was like, oh my God, a week later, my dad sat in the same space that you sat. And he said the same thing you said. Because I said something like, your dad just wants to see you happy or whatever I said. And then he sat in that same space and was like, I just really want to see you happy. And so she was like, verbatim, she was like, you have a gift. And she's the one who actually was like, you should get cards, you know, and see if you can like use them to help enhance what you already got and control. I'm like, okay, let me just go see. And I found something I like. I attempted to make my own at first because I just love authenticity. And I will eventually, I guess, in life. But yeah, got some cards and it's just been from there with the actual cards. But being spiritual has just been a part of my life.
Yeah. That's dope. You know, and I don't know if we've ever discussed this, but like, I guess I would be a little bit of an intuitive person. And I don't know if it's possible for like a chakra to block your intuitive nature. I don't know. A part of me kind of feels like maybe we gonna get to chakras in a second, or maybe we could talk about it now, but is that possible? Oh shit. She's over here smiling and grinning at me. And I was like, what? Take a drink.
But at first I thought you said, no, don't say the M word. Then you said chakra, but then you also said healing. And I'm like, she's switching up words. Like, drink after all of the words. But is it possible to be blocked when you are intuitive? Yeah, we can be blocked. And for some of our blockages come different ways. Sometimes weed and liquor help the libations and gets the energies going, you know. That's why people put liquor and stuff on their altars, because the ancestors love it. And for some people, it blocks them. You know, we're all different. That's why we look different. So what works for us, even spiritually, just like our clothes or our soap, deodorant, whatever, those things are going to be different too. So finding out like your blockages and like what's blocking you, it is a personal journey, you know what I mean? But you can start with the obvious. We know when we obviously block if, you know, our space is a mess, or if we are, you know, indulging too much in things, you know, start with the basics and then get down to the core.
Yeah.
What you may feel.
Yeah, you know, because I feel like I am, and then, you know, but I don't know. I'm like, since I was younger, I was able to see certain things, and I don't talk about it often. But I, you know, with you, I feel like this is a safe space and a comfortable space. But, you know, like I've had different moments, like from when Sandra Bland passed away. I was in a dream with her. And I think around that time was, I feel like maybe that was around the time that we met, because I was living in my apartment when I had that dream. And she wanted to talk to me. And I was just like, I don't think that I'm the right person for you to talk to. Like, I was like, I felt like I was not the responsible one that was able to carry her message or to carry on what she was trying to communicate, whether it be from the afterlife or whatever the case was. And I think I told one of my friends, because my friend was in the dream. And so I had my friend and her now ex, but they were together at the time. So we were like on this, it was like a train kind of bus situation, but like, you know how maybe in DC, I think they have like different levels on the train as well, but it's still kind of one level. So it was kind of weird like that, but we were all still in the same open space. It was just kind of different levels to that open space. And she was there and I was there and my friends were on the other side. And those are the friends that I call like my conscious friends. Like those are the super woke, like, you know, those are the ones that could really drop some like real shit on that ass, right? Like as far as like knowledgeable information. And it wasn't that I was blocking what she was saying, but I was like, let me introduce you to my friends. Like, let me introduce you to them and tell, like, and you, like, let's all talk together. But I wanted to introduce her to them. And she's like, no, I want to talk to you. And I was like that shit. But it gives me goosebumps every time I think about that, because I take that stuff very seriously into heart, and it'll be different moments, whether it was going to the Nipsey, where he was gunned down in that parking lot. They like turned it into like a memorial kind of site where they had flowers and signs and stuff. And there was a certain part of the parking lot, this sign kept blowing down. It was on an easel and it kept blowing down. There was no wind. There was no wind. And so each person would go up and like pick it up, like probably look at it, read it, and then put it back on the easel. And I felt a cool breeze on that side of like the parking lot. But I was like, okay, I see you, Nipsey. Because I was like, you want people to read the sign and to do better and to see the sign. And it was along the lines of like, do something better or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so there's all these different moments, even in my adult life, that I'm like, you have to like pay attention to these things instead of being scared of it. Mm-hmm. You know, if someone's listening right now, what would you tell them? And maybe even what would you tell me, like how to try to do good with that? Like I see these things and I want to be open to it and do my part. And I don't know if this is what is my part. You know what I'm saying? Like, am I supposed to be doing something else in addition to this?
Right. I honestly would say to take notes. I'm sure you may have heard me say that before, because sometimes it's hard to figure out in that moment. And sometimes you're not supposed to, you know. The universe is just trying to find ways to reach us in our daily movement, and, you know, we're moving around doing our thing. And it's just trying to reach us, you know, and it would be perfect and amazing if spirit can reach us when we're at home, off the clock, took a shower, you know what I mean? But like it's vibrating on so many different levels, and it's so like scattered. So it comes randomly. And if you're not in a space where you can sit there and be in deep thought, meditation, whatever, and even if you did have the time to do that, sometimes it's just not a day project. So number one, I would say take notes so that you can see and read later, like what happened that day, because we don't remember. We think we're going to.
That's true. That's facts.
And especially at this age, it's even worse. We're still young, as we're going to be again in life, but you know, we have more things going on. So that's what I mean by age, the accumulation of time, more so than more so than our actual age, but just the accumulation of things. Now we have wives and, you know, kids and husbands and shit. And it's like, I got too much stuff to think about. I can't remember this. So it's so important. That's why I'm just like stretching this part out. It's so important to write it down, because the thing about it is you can sit and wait to call me on the phone and tell me about your reading. And it's like, have those notes, you know what I'm saying, of what been happening for the last 3 months, because you're not going to remember those details. And I wrote down my dreams. I would write down dreams and stuff and like have some time and really see later, like, oh, this is what this, you know what I'm saying, meant. I had lottery numbers in my dreams before. They didn't come out till months later. I didn't even really remember that I had numbers in a dream. I just wrote down my dreams. Every time I cracked my eye and I woke up from this vivid dream, it's like the colors I saw, any numbers I saw, you know, what was the energy? You write that stuff down because you really don't remember it. You're not going to remember it. And sometimes you have to take time to get it and sit with it and then look over it. Number one. Number two, I'll give you like 3 things. Number two, if you want to do your part, so to speak, in the universe, or like being on your path and just making sure that you know, staying in tune, or you're receiving the things that you want to receive. Let spirit know that you're open to it. Definitely don't be afraid of what is naturally happening to you. You know what I mean? It's just no reason to be. It just is what it is. If it's happening and you're having these moments, be open to it. Just try to receive it as much as possible. And the last thing I would say is find time to practice your spirituality randomly in, you know, random ways, but consistently, because it will make those signs that you see clear. And so the more that you indulge in it and the more you practice with it, just like anything else that you do, you know, do your baby hairs, you know what I'm saying, by the 100th time.
Right.
It looks just like the girl from the YouTube video. So,
right.
So, you know, the more you practice it and the more you indulge in it and, you know, acknowledge it, the more spirit is going to show you, the more you'll see. Yeah.
Okay. I dig that. Yeah. It's so interesting. Like I've never admitted this on the show either, but like when Kobe died in that helicopter crash, I was on a plane and I kept having this vision of like a plane crash. And I thought it was going to be my plane. I thought, because I was on a plane with my mom, my brother, and my it was just the 3 of us, and we were on our way back from like Texas or whatever. And I had a vision in my head. I just kept having this vision. I was like, okay, you know, like maybe it's my time. I don't know. And I kept having that vision. And then when we landed, I found out that Kobe Bryant's helicopter had crashed. And I was like, this is not a mistake. And I don't know what I was just like, even as I get older, it doesn't go away. And I think for folks that maybe have that gift, even when they're younger, I think it's important to just say, embrace it. I've always tried to embrace it as much as I can. But like you said, I do need to start taking notes, because whether it's a dream or a vision, like while I'm just walking as a vision, and my wife, she gets them in her dreams, like stuff happens that she's had in her dreams. So I'm like, oh, wow, like we really out here just.
I feel like we definitely all have our own inner, you may not be a whole tarot card reader for, the whole generation, but our own individual attunement, to like figure out our own lives. I feel like we all have it. Some people ignore it. Some people don't like to deal with reality. They shut it out, and ignore it. And then, and they do that in ways. And then when it comes to their abundance, why is it so hard for you to gain this abundance? Like in real life, you be ignoring shit. So it's like, that shows up on different levels. So I definitely feel that way. And I understand, because stuff like that happens. And a lot of times I don't say anything, but I'll share something today.
Oh my goodness. I'm so nervous. Because I'm so nervous because she's been looking to the side of the camera. So I don't even know what she's about to say. I don't know. Huh?
Oh, is it the way I'm looking at the camera?
No. I don't know if your side camera is off to the side over there, but I but I was just like, what's she about to say? Because you look into the side. So I was like, I don't know, somebody telling you something from the other side.
I've just had so many times. I remember having a dream, and I had this moment. It was like me and this guy that we weren't together. We were young. Everything was fun. Niggas was going to college, and whatever. So it was not really a big deal, but it's always this little love thing, I guess. This other girl's like, I have this girl back home, which is me. And then it's like, oh, he's going to school. And I want to date her. Is it cool? I'm like, live your best life. Live your best life. Like, it's going to be good. But I remember having a dream, and it was just like, just walking into this room, and it's like intensely us staring at each other. And then like literally that day we decided, oh, we're gonna go down Georgetown, and then we walk in, and it was like, boom, everybody's in their position, and then everybody's intensely staring at each other. Like, I didn't expect to see this girl. Is he gonna go over there and ditch me and go say hi to her? Mm-hmm. I know that they're friends and they have a relationship and stuff. So I'm like, this warned me. So little stuff like that. But this one particular time, I was at home. It was a very long time ago. And I guess people could check the stats on this because it was a professional football player, Navarro Bowman. What does he play for? I'm horrible with sports, guys. So it's the 59ers, 69ers, something Niners.
Oh, 49. Oh, the 49ers.
The 49ers.
The 69ers.
I'm so stuck, guys. I'm horrible.
You play for the 69ers, if you ask me.
The 49ers. And we actually went to high school together, and he's good friends with my friends and myself. He's been at my baby shower. Just good energy, whatever. But I definitely wasn't like keeping up with his life or anything that was going on. I just remember being at home and I was cooking, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, something's gonna happen. I was like, I could just feel it. And I don't even know why I cook it. Like, I don't even know. And I did hear the football game on. I think that triggered it. I could hear the noise of the game, that game noise. And something just was like, Navarro's gonna mess up his knee. And like, literally, I heard shouting within 5 minutes. I was like, oh man. And
oh no.
I come running up there, and it was my dad, my stepdad, and I'm like, what happened? He's like, yo, Navarro just, whatever happened, you know what I'm saying, on the fucking football field, and his knee is out. And I remember the whole process of like, is he gonna recover? All this stuff happening. And I remember just like feeling it and knowing it. And I never mentioned it. It's been 1,000 years. I feel like my son is like 8. He was a baby around that time. And I just remember I never mentioned it. Never mentioned it because I was just like, oh my God, you know, they would think that I did it or something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. They're like, you did it. It was on you.
Right. You were thinking about it, but it's not like I was sitting there thinking about it. That's why I said, like, you know, we're living two different lifestyles. He's a professional, whatever. Like, yes, we've known each other. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you know, he's friends with my baby daddy, and we went to school together and everything. But you know, currently I'm not in his $1 million house. Like, you know, so I don't want him to think that I was over here thinking, but I wasn't even thinking about him or nothing. I don't even know. It just came out of nowhere and it hit. And I was like, wow. And then I had the same thing. I had a dream one time. My stepmom, she was like, oh, I'm bringing your granddad some Popeyes in the dream. And then it was followed by like this weird, you know, silence and this white. And I was like, okay, this obviously, you know, has something to do with death going on. And then literally she probably called me later that week, like, hey, I'm bringing your granddad some Popeyes. And I knew shortly after that she would call me. And she did a couple of days. And was like, oh, he passed away. So I got stories on stories on stories of just like things. So it happens, you know what I'm saying? It happens to us. And then being able to open yourself up enough to kind of feel and foresee other people's shit is a double whammy.
Yeah.
So
it really freaked me out because I was like, well, I think I might die today. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I saw it and I was like, oh, well, shit, this vision is not going away. I guess this is what's going to happen. And I got on that plane. When we landed, some dude was crying in the back of the plane. I was like, why is this grown ass man crying? And he was like, oh, Kobe Bryant. And I was like, oh, shit. I was like, that's some deep shit. Because it had never been to that point.
Right.
You know, it was, but what do you do to decompress from all of the heavy shit? Because as much as it's empowering and encouraging in those intuitive sessions, it's very exhausting. But, you know, between that and having visions and being intuitive in general, that's a very exhausting space.
Very. I just do whatever the fuck I want. To be honest, because that's just really what it's about. When you have this thing that is happening to you that you can't control, like having dreams and stuff like that, you just try to do the things that you can control. Yeah. And so it's like, you know, if I can take a break, you know, vacation, sit all day. Some days I have days where I'm just like, I'm going to sit here and do nothing, you know, sit, watch TV, scroll on my phone. So I try to have a lot of self-care time. I try to filter out energy, and I stick to my healing process that has been working for me since middle school, and I'm fucking 30 now, and it still works. I give myself a certain amount of days to deal with something, and then after that, it's over. And it's so funny because one of my friends sent me a message from social media, and it was like quotations from Beyonce or something. And it was like, or something is like Beyonce said that she gives herself 24 hours. And so for me, it's not 24 hours because I'm like, you know, she's extreme with everything that she does naturally. Sometimes you need a couple more days, depending on, you know, what you're getting through. But same exact thing that she said. I give myself 24 hours. I feel all of my feelings and then I let it go. And I do the same thing. If I'm upset or pissed or going through and I'm just sitting there, I'll be like, I'm going to give myself 13 days. A random number. And I'm like, and I'm going to be over this shit. And it's funny because I'm actually in the midst of a healing process as we speak.
Okay.
I said, I'm going to give myself this amount of days to be over it. And I'm pretty much over it. The emotional part is over, so I know, like, you're over it. You know.
We got some Hennessy to help us. We got some Hennessy to get through it.
Okay, that's why I say. And my friends was like, just last week you was, you know, you had to go through the motion. You were talking about what's happening, talking about it. Like, Okay, I told y'all I'll be playing 13 days or whatever, however many days, 7 days, whatever it is. I've been practicing it, like I said, since I was a kid, and I'll be like, I'm giving myself this amount of time, and then it's over. Whatever it is, whatever money I lost or something happened, whatever it may be, relationship, something that I didn't apply to this and I didn't get it, and I'm mad. Whatever it is, I'll give myself that time, and I'll be done with it. So that's how I try to filter the energy and just keep it fresh. But it gets hard, just as much light as I have, it's definitely just as much dark. So if you can see a lot and feel a lot, you can also, you get that opposite. You can feel it when it's bad too. You can feel it when it's good, when it's bad. Just like quartz crystals, they don't decipher energy. They amplify whatever energy you're giving. So whether you are happy, the crystal's like, oh, let's do happy work. If you put your crystal necklace on and you're mad, it's like, all right, well, bitch, we're mad today. And then stuff is happening. So it's the same way. And it is a crazy, difficult process. I'm surprised that I'm just still here and pushing, but it is definitely a gift. And I've received a lot of abundance. And then I always get reminded of that abundance through my clients and customers, friends, followers, whatever you want to be, whoever you are. I always get that receptiveness because you guys will confirm for me, like, you're on the right path. I know you're going crazy, bitch, but my life is great. And I'm like, well, that's great. Like, well, I'm happy if, something else, because I know I'm going to get back there too. So hearing the update.
That's the... like with the pandemic, your business model has actually expanded since you are mainly FaceTime and via the phone. You've been able to expand your current business model. It's not like you need to be in a certain space for your business, and you've expanded you've expanded to your upcoming events, the Heart Chakra Party. Now there's Clubhouse. What is the 420 Heart Chakra Party going by the name of Serve? For folks that want to get their tickets that are like, yo, I heard about a chakra party. I would love to know more. What is that all about?
I wish I had confetti so I could throw it in the air. But Serve is giving Serve. If you're part of the queer life, it's Serve things. And pretty much showing up and doing what you're supposed to do. And so we translate that into a more spiritual space, and we show up. Serve represents everything heart chakra. So heart chakra represents, self-love, love to others, grieving, people who are healing from processes, acceptance, feeling accepted by your community, by yourself, by your peers. So that party is a party that's usually all ages, if you're comfortable with your kids being around, fun and drinks, because we're not going to hold ourselves back, of course, still be respectful, but it's open, to everyone, old people, young people, as long as you are open to everybody else, it's open to you. And it's an all green party. We wear all green. If you do not come to the door with green on, I tell my staff to charge you extra because we need the vibration. So the color green represents or goes with your heart chakra, and your heart chakra is located here in your chest. And so a lot of things dealing with the heart chakra, like I said, is healing and love and acceptance. And so we do DIYs that reflect that. Usually we have the party every Valentine's Day, and we make Valentine's Day cards to ourselves or to other people. This time we're still going to make cards. It will be 420, and it won't be Valentine's Day, but we're still going to make self-love cards, or even just a card period. Like, make a card for somebody else. Something that's very simple, but it means so much. We do different DIYs, music, entertainment. Each year we have a dancer. So last year we had a hula hoop dancer in Baltimore. The year before that we had a yoga, dance, everybody categories. Some people twerk and all of it is dads, you know, different type of dads. And just good vibes. So service really, really cool. Also, people donate to our surf party. And so, Jamila, if you have any business cards, you can send me some and I can put them in a bag at surf for people to, you know, watch your show, or if you have any merch and things like that. So I do get a lot of outside people sending in goodie bags, samples of their products and things like that. So the party is very homey and everybody wants to give, and it's really good.
That's dope. And that's going to be in the DC area. So that's not a virtual event. That's going to be...
Actually, I'm going to try to make it virtual. I'm going to try to do it where we can live stream it. And then I will give away goodie bags for free for however many I have. The first 25 or, you know, whatever I have, I'll give them away for free. You will have to pay for shipping, of course. But I'll put the goodie bags on so you can watch and be like, let me go get my free goodie bag. And you can receive all of those goodies too. But it is in person. I'm also willing to travel. So I've done chakra parties in different areas. I've done Butts and Guts. That's for our sacral chakra. I did that in New Orleans. So it was a lingerie party. And that chakra focused on healing your sacral chakra, your sensuality, your passion, your sexuality, things like that. So the party was based around those things. As to this party is based around love and healing and stuff like that. Nice. And it will be, yes, in the DMV area. Okay. But it could switch. All I'm saying is follow me, you know, at Artist Ameshia and see once I post the flyer, because life is changing. I might get to April and it may be in a different area. I'm planning for it to be in the DC area. But like I said, the year after, somebody randomly just wanted to sponsor and they were in Baltimore, like, I'll sponsor the party. I want to have it here. Nice. And it's like, let's go.
Yeah, we going to Baltimore now. We'll play a quick round of privacy. And, the privacy cards. You never know with privacy. Privacy. So I'm picking a card, and then you would pick a number 1 through 4, and I will read the question to you.
Okay.
And then hopefully you can answer it. If you would like to plead the 5th or ask for your attorney, then you've got to take a sip.
I'm not going to plead the 5th. I'm not going to plead it. I'm going to try to do this.
What number? 1 through 4.
Okay. 2.
2? Okay. Would you date someone that had a tattoo of an energy drink logo?
I guess. I don't fucking care. Yeah.
Yeah, you would? Nice. Okay, a little free promotion.
Maybe their friend was practicing on them.
All right, I'm picking number 4. I haven't even flipped the card over. Now
that's my number. I wanted to pick 4 first, but I was like, no.
I love the number 4. So let's see.
Okay.
Do you think the person on your right has had anal sex? There's nobody to the right of me, so I guess that makes you the person to the right of me. Do I think that you've had anal sex?
Answer it.
Yes. She took a drink.
Am I supposed to tell you if you're right or not?
I don't know. I think so. It doesn't say follow up with the truth.
The game. Okay. Actually, I have not.
Ooh.
When I hear that, I hear like straight up, you know.
Yeah, just
getting in there. Maybe a little bit of action, you know what I'm saying? But straight anal sex like this just sounds so hardcore. And, you know,
that's a lot.
I don't know. I'm just waiting till next lifetime, like everybody was saying.
I had a drink for you. No, because I actually
for somebody that I actually want to do that with. Because I'm actually a little bit more aggressive and masculine. I don't know.
Can a girl slide in your DMs?
Girls?
If the ladies are watching right now and they're like, yo, artist Ameshia, what's good, girl? If they're watching right now, can they slide into your DMs? And what is your DM etiquette? Because for y'all that are listening, we're recording this on the Lunar New Year, which is a little bit before Valentine's Day. And I posted a Valentine's Day advice. I would love your Valentine's Day advice or DM etiquette.
DM etiquette. Okay, first of all, if you want to slide in my DM, you better shoot your shot. Okay, I am one of those people where I'm like, I'm single until I get engaged, because people be playing games and doing all types of foolishness, and we waste time. I have wasted time in relationships for, whether even if it's a couple weeks, it's still my time, and I've wasted 5 years. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, what the hell was I doing from 25 to 30? Like. Mm-hmm. Why did I do this? Why was I in this relationship? So yeah, I'm in a space where I'm just like, I got to focus on me and do the things I need to do with myself first. And then also with my offspring, my one little cub. But I am open to, the little slide through the DMs. Number one, if you got mommy issues, don't slide in my fucking DM. Don't fucking slide in my DM. I've dated girls and guys. I like both, to be clear. Mm-hmm. I've dated both.
That's why I asked for y'all watching.
I've dated both, and both with mommy issues is a disaster. And the females is just as worse. So if you're a girl, you better slide to my shit. Like, don't have mommy issues. Leave your traumas behind. Secondly, yeah. Like, what's the etiquette? Slide through. You know what I'm saying? Get to the point. You may even want to purchase something. I'm a Leo by nature, be like, yeah, so I just ordered $100 worth of stuff off your site. And
that's some advice right there.
I'm trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying, how to use this. You want to come over here and show me. How do I put this on?
So what would be your love advice or slide in DM etiquette? Like, can they say some wild shit in your DMs, or like, how can they come at you? They need to make you laugh. Like, what's?
Yeah, definitely like make me laugh. I need the laugh. I need all of the laughs and all of the good energy. I'm here for the wild shit. I'm really open. This is what's wrong with me, and this is what's wrong with me. Okay. I am so used to dealing with people and meeting them wherever they're at. And it's just like, I'm open to whatever until I'm not, If I feel it, and it's more about energy for me. So it's like, I can't really say what to say. It's just like, if you got the right energy and it's like chemistry, and the formula is just working. It's just working. It's just working. I can't say like, oh, I don't want you to do this. Because there's a lot of stuff that people say, even like with sex and stuff, like, I don't like nobody spitting in your mouth. And it's like, let a real nigga spit in your mouth. You might see what's up. Or I've dated like dominant women that's like, I never do this. And I'm like, bitch, you about to do it. Like, and you about to do it a lot.
And you about to love the fuck out of it.
Okay. He's stalking me later, like the rest.
Listen, you heard it straight from artist Ameshia. You better come correct, and you better shoot your damn shot. And don't play no pussyfooting games with a Leo out here, okay? She is a lioness for real.
Yeah.
Listen, we learned a lot just now. No, that's dope though. So for folks that are listening, shoot your shot. They could slide in your DMs. They got the thumbs up, thumbs down. It's available.
Teach me something new. I'm the type of person where I just love people that can teach me something new.
Okay.
I like to learn something new.
Okay. Teach her something new.
I like to learn new things and about things that I don't already know. I hate when people come to me and they're talking about stuff that is like, this is what I do for work, so to speak. It's my natural life, but like, teach me how to change my tire, you know, do something random that I don't know how to do. Play chess. I don't know. Whatever. Just, you know, new things. So
I love that.
Yes, come with your best shit.
Shit. That... Good luck to everybody that try to slide in artists DM, and you go get caught in your feelings out here.
I'll be single forever.
You a savage. The savagery. I love your Instagram posts. Like, you always come with the real shit.
I'm glad you do.
It'd be like a Virgo think this, or a Gemini is like this, you know, a Sagittarius like this, or Leo like this. Yeah, that shit always has me dying.
Yes, my zodiac meme time is fun. I randomly do it and I'll post a bunch of zodiacs.
Oh, it's never disappointing. I don't know where you go to find that stuff, but you always come with some bomb perfect shit to post. When it comes, especially astrology, you know, it's the perfect meme, the picture, all that stuff. So if y'all looking for the right meme to describe a sign, whether it be yourself or a sign in your life, chances are it's on Ameshia's page.
Yeah, I post and delete those really fast because they get out of control. I'll pick a day out of the weekend. I'll be like, today is Zodiac Day. I love foolishness, so let me know. But I honestly, like, people are like, follow this person, but this person makes jewelry. I don't follow, if you can see, like, I have a lot of followers, but I don't follow that many people. I try not to get caught up in what people are doing. So I suck when it comes to this, because people are like, you didn't see? I just got hip to, like, the African girl that be putting on the glasses and he's like eating the chips. Ha ha ha, whatever. I don't know.
No, I didn't know.
Camilla, I'm going to DM you.
You gotta send that to me. Yes.
It's hilarious. It's hilarious. But I'm like not hip. I be in my own bubble trying to like manifest.
Yeah. Hey, manifest.
My own little shit. And I just don't pay attention to what everybody's doing. I'm such a Leo. And my rising is Leo too. So like,
oh shit, you a double Leo.
Yes, I'm really self-absorbed and not in like a bad way. Like, I don't think like, oh, I'm the best, blah, blah, blah. I'm more so like, oh my God, how can I get better? What is going on with me? What did my picture look like? Did I do what I was supposed to do? Like, what is going on? So I just rarely even know about other people, and I just try to keep away from it because I be feeling like you get too much influences and then things go left. Next thing you know, I think I'm in a relationship with 50 Cent. You
right. And like, no, she was like dead ass. And I was like, I know she got mental health issues, but like, she taking this whole 50 Cent love affair to a whole other realm. But, you know, I'm the same way, though, because I don't listen to a lot of podcasts. Like, I have my certain podcasts that I listen to and my certain, like, satellite radio shows that I listen to. But outside of that, I don't want to listen to another podcast because I don't want to feel like I'm taking that content, that idea. You know, It's almost like, you know, for some stand-up comedians, they don't watch other comedians because they don't want to take on that idea and be like, yeah, I thought of that idea. And you subconsciously took that shit in because you were over there supporting another comedian, you know, like I completely understand that to the deepest degree.
And that's my jewelry. Like, people will meet each other in the most random places. Like, I was in the bank and the lady was just staring at me and she's like, is that Artist Ameshia? Like, you know, a necklace piece or something. So people have become friends from my pieces, just from my particular style. And it's because when I first came out, I honestly thought I was coming out with something completely new. I was just like, oh, I'm going to wrap this shit up and, you know, it's going to be this. And I was one of the newer people. I feel like a lot of people got that shit from me.
You the OG. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. You the OG of the jewelry making game. And a lot of people don't understand that. You've been out here doing this.
Yes. And it's also like my pieces, like I say, it's a particular look. So you can literally have a piece on your finger like, oh, that's an artist Ameshia piece, which is actually very like praiseworthy in the arts. I have a fine art degree. So for people also too, who think that, okay, I could just do this overnight, is like, I've been studying art my whole life. So learning how something sits in something, learning just different things, it also takes an effect on how I make things naturally. It's not just, oh, I think I can do this and I start throwing shit together. So Artist Ameshia has a lot behind it. Like I've been in art school, I got 4 scholarships to art programs, so much, you know what I'm saying, stuff naturally trained, but also going to school. Being in the art program, I used to have to stay after school every day. So everybody else get out of high school at 3:10. I would get out at 4:40. That's damn near 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Like you said, that's why I'm also the OG. And I'm happy that my pieces are particular to me and that people can see them. And I am glad that I don't look at other people's pieces. And I remember looking at a person that I did, and one of my friends, she said that, and I finally was like, let me look at this person. And I remember looking, and like you said, you get inspired. I'm like, oh, this is cute. Da, 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 da. And this person is even older than me. So then that's when I realized, like, oh, I didn't make this shit up.
Yeah.
People are doing this. And she was older than me. And I'm 30. She has to at least be like 45 or 50. And I see her in pictures with like Tupac. And like, she was really doing stuff back in her day. Can't remember who the person is, but I think that she blocked me.
Oh, shit.
So long ago. Because maybe something that I made resembled hers, or maybe maybe people kept contacting her and saying, oh, you should follow this person. And she probably was like, leave me alone about this young girl.
Yeah.
I just want to block her. I don't know. But that is so real. Like keeping your space and energy and not knowing, what's going on with everybody else keeps your stuff fresh and authentically you.
Yeah. I mean, protecting your energy is so needed and so deep. Like, how do you protect your energy in everyday life? And maybe it's the same way that you apply, decompressing from the exhaustion of, taking on all of those different energies. But how does one protect their energy if they're like, I feel the energy shift, but how do I protect my energy? Like,
so I honestly, people ask me this all the time. Somebody asked me just literally 2 days ago. And my answer is always, and it sounds so cliche, people want to hear like this witchy ass process from me. And it is very simple. I say it out loud and I write it down. When I'm thinking about protection for myself, I write it like that's something that I probably write almost every day randomly. If I'm writing down my notes, my to-do list, I might write off to the side. I'm protected. I feel grounded. My ancestors are protecting me. So writing it down is definitely the best way. Envisioning, being protected, literally seeing yourself with this bubble around you. Like, I feel like I literally walk around with like a gold shield of energy. And even since I was young, I remember going home, walking through the cut and doing risky ass shit that now that I'm an adult, I'm like, oh my God, my kid did this. I would be like, what age?
right.
Like, I used to be doing all types of stuff. Like, what was I even doing? So I remember one time when I'm walking from school, whatever, and I can feel somebody kind of follow me a little bit. I look and I see this guy follow me. And I could feel like, even when I made an abrupt turn, it was just like so I was like, oh Lord, I'm gonna have to run. I hope I can make it. And it was just like my spirit guardians were right on time. My high school boyfriend, he pulled up, and I wasn't calling him. I don't even know if I had a cell phone. Like, I know cell phones are popular with the kids these days, but for us, it was like little, those little slide phones, the little nugget ones that used to be all on one little screen. Yeah. So, I remember it's not like I had a cell phone to call. I remember I had a boyfriend because, I was the goat and savage back then too. So my boyfriend bought my phone. My father was like, I'm not buying no phone. My boyfriend bought me one and was paying for the shit, right? Like, I'm going to call this bitch. Yeah. I'm going to call this bitch. So, but I wasn't into phones and stuff. You know what I mean? It wasn't that. It's not like how it is now. So I didn't call him. Nothing. Like, it's not like he was tracking me. Like, it was random. I don't even think I seen him that day. I can't even remember. But I remember it being random because I wasn't expecting him. he wasn't expecting me. He was just riding through, and it was close to my house. It's not like he was at my house. It was close to my house, a little like alleyway, just that people kind of go through. And he just came scoot right up in time, like, get in the car. And I jumped in the car, and the guy, he kind of stopped, and I could see him. And then he like ended up, and so it was obvious he was following me. You know what I mean? Just crazy ass shit. And, you know, all my life, like, I just would speak protection.
Yeah.
And just say, you know what I'm saying, I'm protected, and my dad is just a hood nigga, let's just be clear. And he would just teach me, you need to be aware of your surroundings, and he got guns and shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Letting out clips, like, protect your space, you know what I'm saying? You can protect your space with other things. You can use a gun, sage, whatever you need to use, but at the end of the day, it's ultimately, and what he taught me is that it's going to come down to you. And that's why we have this ancestor protected energy going on. Because it's down to what energy you can, you know, figure out in your own mind and like how you can naturally protect yourself. And you can do that just with your voice, just with writing it, like I said, saying it out loud. If you want to go extensive route and start to do extra things, it's so many ways you can start to protect your space with crystals, with herbs, with actual garlic and things like that.
All that stuff, by the way, you can get at Artist Ameshia's website, by the way, just so y'all know.
You can get all of that protection, energy, crystal, sage, all that stuff on my website. And the last thing I would say about protection energy is, again, it's always my go-to, and I know people will be like, damn it, but figuring it out for you, because something may protect you. So just how we see little kids with that stuffed animal that they really, really want and they can't really get rid of, everything works differently. And I said this earlier, that, you know, it's unique to our spirituality. So something that makes you feel protected, Jamila, and works for you. And it could be your lucky whatever, your jersey in the background, your lucky whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like that would, you know, that's your process, but it's about practicing it. And so you can't just be like, yeah, this is my lucky penny and I'm protected. And then you never revisit, you lose. So, yes.
No, that's true. I mean, I don't know. I guess I feel like your t-shirt, you know, like the ancestors protect me. I feel very protected by them. And I feel like, and maybe I should talk to them more and speak to them more, but I feel like we've all got an understanding and we're connected. And I know that you had brought to my attention of my spirit guide, and basically he's been with me since I think we had discussed like 12 or 13, but he wasn't family, but he was from the islands and stuff. And, you know, it was so wild because after our session later, I went to San Diego and I met a dude, and it was like at a gay club, but he was like Haitian, I think. And my family, my mom is from Haiti, the Haitian flag in the background. And
I don't even remember that. You probably told me that shit, and I probably don't even remember.
Yeah. But like he was like, like because we were on the hunt for like, what's your spirit guy's name? I still don't know his name, but he's been with me for a long time. I don't know if he's still with me, but the last time we spoke, he was with me, but he's been with me, protecting me. And I think you had said like he was like a family friend, or he was close with the family or something, but he wasn't family. And I just remember going, wow, like when I met this guy at the club, we were just talking and conversing, and it felt like that supernatural moment. Like I was talking to an actual, what looked like a real being, but it wasn't real. It was like I was the only person in the club talking to him. It was the wildest thing. And I was just like,
my friend had a similar experience recently, very similar experience recently. So I completely, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I feel like, Jamila, you feel like you haven't been talking to him or doing anything. So what you should do, ma'am, is just ask him what he wants. Spend a week focused on like, what can I give you or whatever. And something will pop up. Like people sometimes they're like, I keep smelling fucking cigarettes. I keep smelling cigarettes. And it's like, put some cigarettes on your altar. You know what I mean? If you have any moment and you come across the same food, then maybe that person likes that food. And then that's why you start to, so you want to think about what you can offer them first. Just like I told when I was just talking, I was like, oh, you can definitely buy something from my website. And then, you know what I mean? When you're coming at somebody who's busy, doing a lot of things, helping to heal a lot of people, be it a flesh person like myself or an ancestor, guardian, whatever, you want to come with offerings because they're going to give you a lot. And it's the same thing with me. It's like, you pay for this reading, which is cheaper than most readers. People are charging fucking crazy ass prices to help you heal yourself, supposedly, or to help. I don't even know what they do. I know what I do, but I keep it simple. I keep it within my range, and it's like I'm going to end up giving you so much more than what this paper is worth. And so, when you are trying to reach those guardians, you want to, offer up something. You don't come to anybody's house empty-handed. I'm big about that. Like, if I come to your house, I'm bringing a gift, whether it's something simple from my website, whether it's a bottle or something, whatever, you want to offer up something. So, just ask
I'll be mindful. I'll definitely be mindful and then put that on my dresser thingamajigger. But like, because I remember when we spoke, you were like, oh yeah, he likes to play practical jokes and he likes to like make your shit go missing for a little bit. Like, and you're like, you ever notice some of your stuff just goes missing and then it reappears? And I'm like, yeah. And you were like, okay, that's him. He's like a practical joker. Like he's bringing it back and forth. And I was like, God, that's fucking wild. Because I had never told anybody that ever.
When I say people who come over here, just like you experienced with the technology, this one little dumb ass top to my stage, been missing for a minute. Literally was sitting here, me and my homegirl, she's like, but you just had it. And we're going back and forth. Literally, she comes over 2 weeks later, she's doing something. The top just sitting in the middle of the floor. This has happened. I remember my ex-girlfriend. We're going nuts trying to find a yoni egg. Like, I'm like, is it still stuck in my vagina? Like, where's the egg? Like, I thought it was here. It was right here, but maybe I'm tripping. Like, was it another day? Maybe I'm smoking too much weed. Girl, we flip the bed upside down, all this shit. We leave out the door. We come back in the room. The yoni egg sitting right in the middle of the floor.
No.
And so I have friends all the time that be like, bitch, I got to prepare myself when I come around you.
No, that's real. Like,
because it be shit happening. And it be pranks. Like, it's like they be fucking with me. Like, just fucking with me. Why? Y'all know I got something going on. I ain't got time.
Right. That's so wild. That's so true. And like, that's the only way I can explain it is it was my spirit guide. I'm sorry. It'll reappear. I promise. I can promise that part. I just don't know when.
And I kept complaining. I'm like, my stage is the smell is gonna go out. Like, I need the top so it can keep the freshness. It smells so good. Oh my God.
I need to get some sage from you. Yeah, we've been. Okay. Yeah, I've been meaning to resage the house like ever since we had some shit go down at the house last year. Yeah, and we saged the house, and then it was like beautiful, peaceful vibes, and then after that, it was like, I was like, I don't want no bullshit coming in the house, and then it happened. I was like, see, I knew that shit was gonna happen. Now we need to sage the house, but we just been too busy or exhausted to sage the house, and we just have to schedule the time. Shit, we don't do it in the morning.
You can also burn, if you have some natural things in your home, you can burn onion peels. If you have onions in your house, the crispy part, you can burn that. It's some other things you can burn.
We did the candles, like what are they? The tea candles, the small candles, because she does it as well. So, but she'll do like the protection around the cars and stuff, like if we're saging the house. So we do the candles and stuff, but
candles are perfect. That's my favorite.
What's that?
No, I was saying candles are actually perfect. That's my favorite for transforming energy in the space.
Yeah,
because the fire, that fire purifies the energy, and then also it like amplifies it. So yeah, you guys got this.
And we just have to do it. We just have to do it, and I got to be mindful of the smell, because I will smell different smells, but then I'm like, nobody's cooking anything. Nobody made coffee or food or whatever. And it'll be like different smells. So I got to be more mindful of that and write notes and take notation.
Yeah, do it. And everybody's different. You may feel something or you may smell something. You know what I mean? So that's why you have to take notes. And that's why I mentioned the note taking, because it's like you have to take notes in order to see that it's a consistent thing. Why am I always smelling stuff? Some people are always seeing things and they come through in their dreams. And so you don't really notice until after like 3 or 4 months of taking notes. So you can see like, okay, yeah, spirit is reaching me in a particular way because, you know, for me, I smell or I've seen certain things or whatever.
Before we get out of here, we usually wrap up every episode with a words of wisdom. What would be your words of wisdom for the people out there?
Oh my goodness, so many. My words of wisdom are actually simple. So this is one of my phrases I want to share with you guys that has helped me along the way. And it is, it is an affirmation that I've been saying forever and writing down forever. And it has helped me with my abundance, period. My journey of just starting my own business, betting on myself, deciding that I'm just going to make myself a brand, like you said at the beginning, like I am my business, like let's see what happens. And this affirmation has really pushed me through. It is, I am continuously receiving an overflow of abundance from the universe. If you want some particular words of wisdom, I suggest that you book a reading with me so that you can, tap into your own individual abundance. But I do encourage you to repeat that phrase. I am continuously receiving an overflow of abundance from the universe. It has honestly helped me be open to all my abundance and actually receive it. And I do have an overflow, and it's something that I say daily, just like my protection affirmation.
I love that. Damn, I can't wait to re-listen to this episode. This is dope. This has been so much fun, and this has been an honor and a privilege, and this has been amazing. You have to come back. Please come back. This has been so much fun, and folks, make sure you reach out to artist Ameshia. Hit up her website. It's going to be all in the show notes. For folks that are listening right now and want your Instagram right now, how can they reach you?
That Instagram is artist, like a painter, artist, and then Ameshia, Ameshia.
Nice.
And I'm that on everything. Twitter, you can Google artist Ameshia, all of it.
And Clubhouse.
Twitter, yes. Twitter, Clubhouse, Facebook, Instagram, Google, artist Ameshia. Oh.
And YouTube. Right, make sure, yes.
That's why I say just Google me. Like
everywhere. She everywhere. Mm-hmm.
I'm
artist Ameshia everywhere. Artist Ameshia everywhere. Listen, she's the reason for JAMPACKED. She spoke this into existence. Catch her on Instagram. Make sure you add her, follow her, like her, stalk her. Try to shoot your shot in her DMs. I wish y'all all the luck in the world in sliding in her DMs. But make sure you definitely follow her because she's also doing Instagram stories. What is it? IGTV, where you're doing readings. We basically is it the end of the retrograde right now with to
be honest with you, I used to be on it with all the retrogrades for whatever reason. I'm not even paying attention. Like I know it is definitely a retrograde right now. I'm not sure what the beginning or the end or what's going on. I'm just trying to push through. I'm very focused right now on specific things that I want to accomplish and get done. So I haven't been caught up. But when I do my monthly readings, it's usually for the full moon or the new moon or both. So definitely check me out on Insta for that. The readings and just all of the stuff, all of the random stuff. And hopefully when I come back to Jamila, I want to come back for sure.
Yes.
And hopefully we can play more games because I was hoping for more questions. I love the randomness.
I know you gotta run. I know. Motherhood is calling right now. I know you. Y'all. It's like, you done yet? Like, we got stuff to do, Ma.
No, he needs to learn how to sit, okay? Because I'm always like to him, so he's fine. But yeah, hopefully when I do come back, we can play more games and ask me some random questions.
Yes. Privacy was just getting started. I don't know how much more time you have. But, okay, I'll ask you some more questions. Before I find out what number of this question, what is a retrograde for folks that don't understand the Mercury retrograde and what's going on, really, essentially?
Okay, so retrograde, to the simplest form, I would encourage you when you're researching anything, listen to people, but start Google it and finding books, and you'll come up with your own. But for the simplest form, it's basically when Mercury looks like it's either sitting still in the whole orbit or look like it's going backwards, so to speak. And so that's why they say things like during the retrograde, you may hear from past relationships or jobs or whatever, past situations. And Mercury is the planet that rules communication and traveling and things like that. So during Mercury retrogrades, you can expect that traffic sometimes is happening, or being late to things, or not receiving your packages, or having weird communication, or having people from the past come forward and want to communicate with you. So that's what retrograde is. And you will hear a lot of things about how you shouldn't do this or retrograde, don't sign any papers, don't do this. But once you really get into it and you realize, like, it's retrograde happening every moment, I have to figure out how to navigate through this. You'll start to figure out what those mean for you. And sometimes they affect people when they first kind of shift, and then you're good for the rest or the last ending part. But yeah, retrogrades are associated with going back, going back and having those old things, getting that old thing back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
in projects. Yeah. So not only in relationships, but it may be an idea, just like this show, that you may have put behind you and decide to bring it forth. So retrogrades can be good. You have to practice doing them to see, how they work for you.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's real. All right. What? Okay. No, not the card. Let's see. All right, pick a number 1 through 4. We're going to play another thing of privacy real quick.
All right, 1.
Have you ever pleasured yourself with a fruit or vegetable?
Oh my God,
I did. I almost want to ask which one, but I feel like I know which one. Was it a cucumber, huh?
Yeah. Yes, my friend was like, heat it up. And I'm like, wait. Oh shit, yeah. I just went to Trader Joe's and I had this big cucumber. It was a long organic cucumber. And I was like, well, let me just chop it in half. It was big as shit. I was like, let me chop it in half and get in a microwave and warm it up and see what this is hitting on. So I did. Nice.
Yay. I just wanted to go back to the anal sex one, just to bring it a full circle moment. I actually have, and this was in what I like to call my hoe days when I was dealing with dudes. Wouldn't recommend it. Even if you're in love, wouldn't recommend it. But I have done it in the butt. There we go.
I was just talking about this at one of my chakra parties that you guys should book, okay? Because I do chakra parties for individual parties. So I do throw my own parties, but I can also, if you have a birthday, a bridal shower, or you're just celebrating your life, or you just want to have a party for you and your homegirls, I literally can host your party for you. We will focus on one particular chakra, and we will explore that chakra. This party was about the sacral chakra, which is pleasure and all that stuff, and we got into that conversation. And a girl actually said the opposite of what you said. She was like, oh, I was pregnant and I couldn't have, regular sex, but I did this other, anal sex. And I was just coming in so much.
Oh my God.
And she was like, it was just, she was like, the kind of come where you just like, you can't even like, and she's
yeah.
And I was like, well, I want to find out, but
that was not pleasurable at all for me. I was just like, okay, I guess we gonna try it. I wanted to do it so that I could say that I did it, so that I know that I tried. I'm a Sagittarius, so I'm gonna try it.
Oh,
so I know. Yeah, you remember it.
Yes, me and Sagittarius are.
Yeah, we like this. So like, I wanted to try it. It was my whole days. I was still dealing with dudes. I tried it. I was like, this is not the business, A. And B, this is a very messy situation. Like, you got to really prepare for a spontaneous evening. And that was,
and I know that for my male friends, they'd be like, oh, yeah, we have to do all this stuff. I'm like, geez. But some guys, they don't care. Like, if you suck in the dick and you throw up, like, they'll be with this.
They love that shit. Yeah.
And you're fucking, and you know what I'm saying, you're doing anal and your dinner comes up.
Why did that just trigger all types of weird shit that I've ever dealt with? Yo, I had somebody, we really getting into TMI right now. That's what the Hennessy does. We get into TMI. But that just reminds me of like all the weird freaky shit that has ever happened in my life. Nobody's ever like threw up in my mouth, or I threw up in somebody's mouth, or on their dick or whatever. But that just reminded me of all this weird shit that I've like dealt with. I was like, oh, that was very weird, but I did it. I wanted to say that I did it. I wanted to. I want to speak from experience.
I'm glad that you did it, because in a way I feel like you needed to, because even with this show, like having experience, you know what I mean? And then talking to people about questions about stuff, and then actually having that experience. And I feel like I go through stuff as a healer. And most times I'm like, this is not even for me. Like, I'm going through something just so I can relate to the next person. Like, it literally happens like that, where I'm like, this is some bullshit. Like, and then I'll do a reading the next week, and it'll be like the same scenario and I've had somebody say, well, you don't understand because you probably never. And I'm like, no, bitch, I was in court. Like, I got court dates coming up. They're like, oh my God. And I'm like, I know.
You're like, oh my goodness, artist Ameshia knows.
They're like,
you about that life.
Yeah, you're not about that life. You've never been in court. I'm like, bitch, I'm about to go to jail tomorrow if I don't freaking.
Yo, that's so
I appreciate the fact that you have had these experiences, and it's perfect for this show. So, like,
it really is, because I just compulsively overshare. If you listen to every episode, I've probably shared something that I've never shared in a real life conversation, but like, definitely talk about like getting it in the ass was never a top conversation topic. But
see,
yeah,
the fact that you've done it makes me more comfortable. Maybe I'll end up doing it just, to say I did it. Like,
just to say, yo, I got to do it.
Well, maybe I'll enjoy it. Like party. Like,
yeah, I mean, you might enjoy it, but you may not enjoy it. So that's a gamble, but it's out there. It's a possibility. So I'm going to pick number 2. Let's see.
Yes, let's do it.
Could you kiss the person you love after they just vomited? I'm not going to lie. That's a yes. It reminds me of the, what was that show? Rock of Love with Bret Michaels. And that girl had just puked her brains out. And then he kissed her.
It's one of those reality love shows, right?
Yep. And he was like, oh, your breath tastes like Doritos.
Oh my God. I don't know if I'm getting to it.
I would kiss the person that I love after
I'm sorry.
they vomited.
Unless it's my child that just threw up. And of course I wouldn't, it would be like, oh, my poor baby, little baby that threw up. I don't know. I haven't had to. So I just, once you said Doritos, my stomach just turned.
You go look at Doritos differently from now.
Exactly. I'm like, would I do that? Like,
yeah.
And I will do things. Like, I'm pretty much willing for whatever, but it's just the right place at the right time. But that one, I just don't know.
What number would you like to pick?
I want to pick 3 since I didn't pick that number yet.
Have you ever injured a partner during sex?
Oh, wow. Might have suffocated.
Yeah.
Got to cut the breath. Breath, you know what I'm saying?
And for folks that are I was just going to say, for folks that are listening, listen, there's yoni steaming available at the Artist Ameshia website. There is yoni, all the yoni treatments, all the pussy washing and the yoni eggs and the yoni steaming. Keep your shit clean and cleanliness. Make sure all that shit is delightful. And you are the number one advocate for pussy should not smell like a scent. It shouldn't be like a perfume type of thing. It's natural. You've posted about this before, and I'm like, yo, talk to him. Go ahead, talk to him.
First of all, with the vagina, and I know all about it.
What's that?
I said, and I know all about them. With the vagina, you don't want to have a stitch. You know what I'm saying? If you have a stitch, that's like, okay. And I do want to say this because this has helped a lot of my homegirls. So anytime I can publicly put this out, when you are at your doctor, you have a smell. Because most of the time, you already know. But I think that it's a thing psychologically where we're like, well, I didn't really do shit. What's going on? I learned from my spiritual mom a long time ago when I was young. I remember her talking about women actually getting lupus, you know what I mean, from the dye in your vagina. Like, it's an open hole. You know what I'm saying? So if you're taking lush baths or you're doing shit, or it's just a bad fucking day, you can get BB easily, whatever. And you want to ask for a swab, because I have friends that will go in, they said everything is fine, and or I had a miscarriage this time and this happened, and I'm like, go in there and tell them to swab it, and they'll come out and bitch, guess what the fuck I had, and I'm like, oh shit, it's something that you can clear up, you know what I'm saying? And you will go, especially as Black women, they just don't fuck with us. You know what I'm saying? So you can go in there and you're just going and going, and they smell the shit too. And they're like, oh yeah, you're fine. We took this test. And they're telling you it's nothing because they're just looking at on the surface stuff. And you have to sometimes ask as Black women, because they don't fuck with us, our insurance, whatever the case is, you have to ask, no, swab my shit, look at it up under a telescope, give me whatever antibiotics, whatever the case is. So I would suggest that if you have any issues like that, go straight to the doctor. Ask them for antibiotics. You know what I'm saying? Have them swab you. Don't be embarrassed about it. It just is what it is. Like I said, you can wear your fancy underwear and something can go wrong. It's an open flesh hole that literally leads. Another thing, if you ever want to cleanse your vagina with some garlic, take that garlic clove, stick it up in there. You're going to instantly taste it at the back of your throat. So our vaginas are connected to our throat chakra. So this is a whole little portal going on up. You know what I mean? The things that we're speaking, the things that we're saying, what's going into us, just imagine badass vibe. This shit is traveling up. If you put that garlic in your vagina, a little garlic clove to do like a cleanse, you will literally taste garlic in the back of your throat, and that will make you just look at your vagina. Like, I gotta figure out what I'm putting in it. If I'm putting bad things up in here and it's going to the back of my damn throat, what's going on? Number 3, after you try those 2 things, going to the doctor, if you have any issues, also try your garlic cleanse. Definitely head to my site. I have Yoni Steam. I have Pussy Bomb, which is good for straight people, queer people, all people. Pussy Bomb works on the dildos.
Hey.
Oh, it also works for gay men. I definitely have gay men who get the Pussy Bomb so they can lather it on up, you know what I'm saying, for those tragic situation. We have pussy wash here. It's so good. You can use it on your newborn baby. So it's really, really light and it's really, really good for those areas.
That was all the gems in the world. And that was everything. That was everything we ever needed and more. Listen, y'all, if you have not tapped in, make sure you hit up Artist Ameshia. Go to her website, get your garlic, put it up your pussy, get your onions, get your sage, get your the yoni steaming, the yoni eggs, the everything. It's the pussy wash, the brand new t-shirts, the ancestor protected. Everything is there. The chakra journals, the random book for men, all of the yes. And there's a shock. Yes. Look at that. And the Plowlander. Listen, I'm going to continue to butcher Plowlander. And the Plowlander.
Yes. Right? Oh, the Plowlander. Yes. It's basically the calendar and a planner. So I call it the Plowlander. Yes, hit me up for whatever you need. I'm a good just resource in general. Hit me up.
You really, really are. I'm excited to have you back on already. Hopefully we can have you back on before the 420 event, which would be dope, just to, reset and talk about some more goodness out here. You got gems forever.
No, that's really why I said I want to come back just so we can play games, because I feel like within those games is where, people want to pick my brain, and it's just questions or a game, something like that, where stuff starts to come, and then it's all the information I know comes out. But me just sitting here, let me just try to tell you all these things I know. It's I don't know.
Yeah. We go do Artist Ameshia After Dark, so be on the lookout for that. We go continue playing privacy out here. It's about to get real. I'm putting these cards that we used off to the side already. Right. So that we ain't running into these no more.
Perfect.
Yes. This is gonna be a lot of fun. This has already been dope. I could talk to you for hours and hours on end, and this has been a lot of fun. This has really, really been a lot of fun. I guess my words of wisdom from our conversation, our dope conversation, would be tap into yourself. I think if anything, Artist Ameshia has taught us, tap into yourself and take notes. This has been really dope and awesome. And I'm like, is it the next episode yet where I can do the next conversation with you? This has been so much fun. I really appreciate you taking time out of your schedule. You've got so much going on. You are a business. You are a mom. You are a friend, a daughter, everything. And you still giving to us. And I appreciate that so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh man, this has been awesome. I'm just gonna do my outro right here. Make sure you check out Jampacked while you out there stalking and creeping on Artist Ameshia. Make sure you follow at Jampacked Show. Make sure you visit the website jampackedshow.com, as well as the YouTube. If you're watching this, if you're listening to this, make sure you watch it, because this has been so much fun. She's got the books out here, the pussy wash, the shirt. You need the visual of the Artist Ameshia experience, to be honest. So if you listen this far, I'm just going to say, just go to YouTube and watch it again. That would be greatly appreciated.
Yes.
We got new episodes every Wednesday. I appreciate you so, so much on different levels, Artist Ameshia. I am excited for the next time that we revisit all of this, that we sit down and play some more games. This is so dope. Send my love to Yaya, and we will see y'all on the next Jampacked.
See y'all on the next
Privacy to be continued.
Peace out,